Hello and welcome to the LRM Podcast, sponsored by Adrian Flux Insurance. I'm Martin Domoney.
And I'm Steve Miller.
And we're back, just you and I, Steve, on the salmon sofa,
Well,
doing an LRM podcast
so
again.
comfortable to be here, just like, and it feels like there's no pressure because there's no one watching us.
It's lovely, isn't it? I was going to say, it's been a bit of a whirlwind the last sort of month, really. We were at Billing and then we were at Fest, obviously. We did one each day at Fest where we had lots of lovely guests on. But it's just you and I now, back to talk Land Rovers.
We've had some feedback, or I've had some feedback.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 50% of the people I've spoken to love having guests, but the other 50% like it when it's just me and you.
Oh, really?
So we'll just carry on there, shall we?
Well, you can
Doesn't
mix
really
it up.
matter.
Can't please everyone all the time,
No,
can
but
you?
it's,
So
I love having guests because it's, you get to chat to them about what they're up to, but
you learn a lot of new stuff.
you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's good to be back here. Yeah, you're sitting on a dusty end of the
I am
sofa.
sitting on the yeah, I am. But no, it's good. I'm trying to think. It's just been a whirlwind, hasn't it? It's been a seriously busy time, but stuff has happened. We've had
Well, we had a week, an entire week away at LRM Fest at Newbury, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then when you come back, you've got all the boring stuff like unloading vans and admin and all of that good stuff.
yeah.
And then last week we were filming for YouTube.
Yeah,
A new
indeed.
series on YouTube.
Yes.
Should we announce that now?
I think we can.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
We
Yeah.
haven't signed an embargo, have we? It's our video.
Sign our own embargo. Yeah, we've got a series of buying guides going out, one a month for the next year. So keep an eye on the YouTube channel for that. We're trying to be as sort of down to earth as we possibly can, in a similar sort of vein to the podcast, really. Just giving you the information you need, but in a fun way.
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit, I'm not going to give the game away about the 4 vehicles that we filmed, but every single one of them. So we did 2 days and we filmed 4 cars, haven't we? So we've still got another 8 Land Rover models to film. And I wanted every single one of them.
They are brilliant.
Yeah.
And it was funny because at the end we stood and we looked at them all and we were like, they're probably not worth hugely different amounts to each other.
But that's
But
interesting.
they're all
Yeah.
vastly different.
And if I had money, no object, and space, I'd have every single one of them.
Yeah. I can see how, I don't think we need to keep a secret. Our friend Adam Wormlayton, Land Rover Life contributor and generally lovely chap, offered up his fleet for us to film. And it was perfect, really. He's got, we had space to roam, didn't we? And it was just
a fantastic couple of days.
His carefully curated sort of little collection of Land Rovers is just, it just covers all the bases.
For me, it was when we arrived in the morning and I drove down the slope into his paddock and they were lined up, immaculately presented, the best examples of what they are. And I just went, what a collection.
Yeah.
And what a presentation.
Definitely. No, really, just a lovely couple of days, really. Lots to think about, obviously, lots of research gone into it, but really enjoyable to do. And I hope you'll find the videos as much fun as we had making them, really.
That probably segues quite nicely into a little shout out that we need to give.
Okay.
To Adam's sons. Ralph
Absolutely.
and Harry, absolute Land Rover legends.
Definitely.
Land Rover T-shirts. They love Land Rovers.
They drew us pictures. We had an LRM special presentation when we got there. They've been hard at it with the colouring crayons, and they've done a beautiful mountain scene with a Land Rover driving up it.
The M of LRM was the mountain, and it had not just any Land Rover, my Land Rover.
Yes.
And it had my Land Rover driving up the slope of the M because that was the mountain. Well thought out.
Very, very cool. So yeah, massive thanks to Ralph and Harry, and we had good fun, didn't we? They were
and nice chocolate brownies. They were the makers of the finest chocolate brownies I've ever had.
Excellent, excellent bakers. So
that was good.
Yeah, it was a cracking couple of days. And like I say, definitely do. If you haven't already subscribed, head over to the LRM YouTube channel and do that so that you won't miss out on when those videos get released.
I'm going to give another shout out to another younger listener.
Okay.
Young Ellis. So young Ellis, we interviewed at
Oh, at Billing.
At Billing,
Yeah.
from the northeast. His dad has the silver 110, who's owned forever.
Yep.
And he rode over on his bike at
At
LRM
Fest.
Fest.
Yeah.
To see, in fact, Adam, I think, was there, and so was Greg King, and Martin Port was there.
Yeah.
Because from a distance, he saw Martin Port's Series 2.
Yes.
And just raced over there on his bike. Do you know what? One of the nicest lads who's into Land Rovers. I'm not sure how old he is, but so polite, so knowledgeable about Land Rovers. And I just thought, when you look at this whole community, and we just assume everyone's like middle-aged, bearded bloke, a bit like my good self.
Well, I suppose, when you put it like that. Easy on the middle age there, Stevie.
It'll creep up on you, mate. But it's not that. You've got all these youngsters coming through.
Fest was a great representation of that. It was just so... It was like a breath of fresh air to see that many younger people embracing and getting really into the scene. And, of course, Ellis is an extreme of that. Like, he rode up to us on his push bike and was... Martin Port Series 2 is brilliant, by the way, and it's so distinctive now because he's got the radiator, like, bash guard on.
Yeah.
The mesh thing. You can really... it looks special. And when you get up close, you can definitely tell it's special. The history in that car is absolutely, incredible. And, it was really nice to have a chat with him, wasn't it?
Yeah, but the fact that, like, Ellis knew that it was Series 2 and not 2A.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, Series 2. Like, wow. Like, how do you know that?
Yeah.
It's just brilliant.
He's a really, really nice young fella. Very, like you say, very respectful, very knowledgeable. Just lovely
super enthusiastic
kid,
about the silver 110 and the fact that he wants a series when for his first Land Rover. And I said, if I win the lottery right now, right, I'm telling you now, I'm buying Ellis a Series 3 just because you know that he would love it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So if I do get a lottery win, Ellis, I will be in touch.
There you go.
Well, there you go. I will buy you a Series 3.
Good stuff. We got news to cover, Steve.
News. Okay.
5th member of the Range Rover family has been announced.
Oh no! Yeah, I saw this.
You don't sound too enthusiastic about it.
Yeah, well, I've seen it. That's why. I mean, I'm sure Land Rover listens to this going, "Oh, you can't say that."
Well,
but it's a personal opinion, isn't it?
It's for those who haven't heard, it's the Range Rover GT, all electric Grand Tourer. Side profile is sort of like a sports back type SUV, so like a bit of a slopey back to it. It's obviously all electric. It's 4-wheel drive. It looks fairly low slung. I don't really know where it fits in the range. I'm guessing it's kind of like parallel to Velar.
Yeah, I'd rather have a Velar.
Yeah,
at least you can put something in the boot.
I mean, maybe between Evoque and Velar, or between Velar and Sport. It's very difficult to say without seeing it in person because obviously to get an idea of the size of it. But it's all heavily camouflaged at the moment. 2+2, so 2 full-size front seats and then smaller ones in the back. Option of a rear bench seat, but I'm guessing the sort of focus is it's like a coupe kind of crossover
but
thing.
Didn't BMW do this with the X5 or X6, whatever it was?
Well,
that was like a coupe stroke.
The BMW X4 and X6.
Yeah, like, did that coupe thing. And I was like, what's kind of the point?
Whenever I see a BMW X4 or X6, I think to myself, let me get this straight. You walked into BMW and you went, do you know what I need, right? I need the high driving position and the practicality of a 4x4, but can you make it completely useless so I can't fit anything in it?
Yeah, but haven't they done that?
Well, I don't know, really.
Are we being unfair?
I don't know. It's confusing, but then I'm not...
You're not the target market.
I'm not in the market for an all-electric GT car.
Is anybody in the market for an all-electric GT car?
Well, I hope so.
Well, they hope so. I'm sure they will. You'll see them everywhere. You will. It will be popular.
I've seen it described on the internet as kind of looking like the Rover SD1.
Yeah, but I quite like the look of an SD1.
But from the side profile, it isn't a million miles away. The interior is... Well, it looks like it's yeah. It's got a big screen in it. It's got a high centre console.
What's with the steering wheel?
Looks like an Allegro steering wheel.
We were talking about which we'll segue into in a minute, about cars that we came from the hospital in when we were born, right? And we were talking about safety, weren't we? That reminds me of an Allegro. My nana and granddad had an Allegro, right? Back in the very early 80s. And my granddad used to polish this thing and keep it in a garage. And it used to be wheeled out, warmed up, and we used to go out in it. That's its steering wheel right there.
Yeah, it's kind of got that shape and look to it. I get why Range Rover are going down this route, because obviously while we've enjoyed JLR, Land Rover, Range Rover making vehicles that are the very best off-roaders in their class, and that's what they've done their entire life, and they've outclassed everything else, and Range Rovers have always been the top of the tree when it comes to high class SUVs and you know, really, really classy 4x4s. That is only a small part of the market, and if they didn't branch off and do something like this, I could see that being an issue. That said, is this the end of Range Rover's class leading off-road reputation? I really hope not, obviously, but I can't see this. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sold on it, to be honest with you. It's a market that's never been really explored before.
Not by Range Rover, no.
No, that's what I mean. But how often do you see? Is it like almost they're producing something that the market actually doesn't need, but you put it in front of people and they'll want it?
Possibly.
There's no need for that.
No, I don't honestly know. I don't know. I really don't know.
Your face says everything about it.
I hope it's a success. I hope it's a success for Range Rover's sake. But I don't know. I'm certainly not falling over myself to run out and buy one. But then again, I'm not the target audience. So
no, you are not.
There you go. Who knows? Keep an eye out. Range Rover GT. We're running. Keep an eye on the magazine. The next issue that comes out, there'll be a piece in there about what it looks like. So you will be able to look at it with your eyes as well as listen to it with your ears. There we go. So,
yes. So, talk about buying Land Rovers.
Yes. There's been a bit of movement in my fleet.
In your fleet, there has been some movement.
There's been fleet movement. So,
for good reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I talked about this for a while, and I thought, I kind of fancy a bit of a shuffle, a bit of a shake-up, and the long and short of it is... So, right, I'll go back to the very beginning. I was looking for a Freelander 2 for my sister, wasn't I?
You were, and you saw some old nails.
Absolute overpriced heaps.
Yes.
At local dealers, and the deadline for sourcing such a vehicle was approaching because she has to give her company car back. I was running out of time because we were super busy with Fest and everything else. So it was actually Neil Watson sent me a message and said, I've seen this really clean looking Freelander for sale. It's quite near yours. It's just got a phone number in the window. And he told me where it was. So I went off one morning, went to look at it. Really, really nice chap. Had a good chat with him. He went out for a drive in it, and it's a Santorini Black XS 2014, so final production year. You know, the last facelift. And I thought, yeah, this is nice. This will be perfect for my sister. So I said to him, yeah, I'll have it, and I'll deal with the logistics later on. So
you just know when you find a good car, you need to snap it up.
100% is, yeah. Like,
because other people were interested in that, weren't they?
Yeah,
you were competing with dealers.
Someone else turned up while I was looking at it and wanted to look at it. He'd already been approached by numerous dealers from local towns who wanted to. They would obviously buy it and then resell it. So I got in there and I committed to it, and I brought it home a couple of days later. It's absolutely lovely. It is honestly immaculate.
It is like a new one.
It is. The rear doors are still stiff because like no one's used them. The back seat looks like it's never been sat in. The bodywork is perfect. I'm really, really happy with it. So I told my sister, and she was like, yeah, great. Because obviously I've still got the green one as well, the HSE. And she said, I don't know if I really want to spend as much as what you've paid for the black one. So I'm thinking, right, I can see myself owning this car.
Right, okay.
So she then came back and she looked at both, and we went through whatever. And she ended up buying my green one off me. So I've got the black one now as my main car, which is fine because I really like it.
Well, that Freelander 2 could see you right for the next, 10 years?
Oh, it would do, yeah.
With the mileage you're doing.
Rust proofing and keeping on top of servicing. There's absolutely no reason why I'll have to replace that for the foreseeable future. The blue 110, I have waved goodbye to the blue 110. A good friend of mine bought it off me. For a long while, he's sort of been hassling, when are you going to sell that? When's it going to be up for sale? And I've said, well, I've got no real plans to sell it. And then it was actually not long after billing, he said, oh, come on, I want to come and have a look at it. So he came over and he said, yeah, I'll give you this for it. And I thought, well, to be honest, it kind of sits in an awkward position, that car, in my sort of life, because it's not like as fun to drive as the V8 Series 3. It hasn't got that sense of occasion that the V8 Series 3 has, but it's also not quite practical to be like a pure daily driver, if you know what I mean. When you've got a Freelander 2 sat there, you're going to jump in that because it's comfy and more economical. It's got aircon.
Absolutely, yeah. All of the above, really. Yeah, I get it. I do get it.
Yeah, he like I say, he was really, really enthusiastic about it, and I thought probably the most satisfying part about that Land Rover for me really was kind of rescuing it and putting it back on the road.
You did a good thing.
Yeah,
you did. And the thing is, like, nothing is for sale, really, is it? Until someone's wanting to buy it from you.
Exactly. So
I
never advertised it for sale. I never. I mean, I'd put it on Facebook briefly before I changed the engine because I thought I don't want to change the engine, and then I ended up doing all that work. So yeah. Anyway, he's taken that away, and I've got the black Freelander. So. What else has happened?
The green one's gone.
Green one gone. Still got the grey one, which is fixed now.
It's fixed.
Yeah. That had a huge boost leak. It split the intercooler open.
You thought it was the end of the road for that, didn't you?
I thought the turbo had gone on it, so I was getting ready to have to replace that with something else, but thankfully it just popped the intercooler behind the bumper where I couldn't see it, so that's now got a different intercooler on it, and it's fine. Still got the grey one, got the black one now, and I've got the Series 3 at the moment, and that's it.
You still got the perfect...
Still got 3. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Just bought your dream classic Land Rover? Whether it's an ex-MOD or a lovingly restored Defender, you'll need insurance that caters to the unique needs of classic 4x4s. Our loyal sponsor, specialist insurance broker Adrian Flux, has been providing Land Rover owners with tailored classic car insurance for decades. Their policies can include agreed value cover and limited mileage policies. Just search Adrian Flux Land Rover Insurance for more information, or call them directly on 0344 728 0417 for a quote.
What else has happened? So a friend of mine messaged me and said, my wife's mum's friend is selling her house and she's got some Land Rovers she needs to get rid of. And I thought, that sounds very interesing.
Ooh,
I'm quite keen to go and have a look.
I haven't had a call like that for a long time.
No, it's rare, but it's a treat when it does happen. So we went off last Saturday and had a look around. And essentially, yes, she's got 3 lightweights. One of them is complete with the engine partially stripped because it had a problem. And the chap started stripping it down and never got any further with it. One of them is completely stripped, so bare chassis that's been blasted and all the bodywork. It's all complete, it's just completely apart. And the third one, which is like nothing I've ever seen before, it's a 24-volt FFR, so fitted for radio. It's got all its radio gear in it, like everything.
Like a museum piece then, it's ready to go
Honestly,
to the show circuits.
Exactly that. And not only is it that, it's in a container and it is like new. The chassis is I don't know if it's been used at all. If it has, it must have had very light use. It is.
That's for sale?
Not yet. We're sort of in discussions about what she wants. I think I'll probably try and help her sell it.
Okay.
Because with the best will in the world, I don't think she hasn't got time on her side, and she's got lots of stuff to move and not a lot of, if I can help her out with it, then I will. But the 24-volt FFR is like jaw-droppingly straight and clean. There's also a Defender there, which I've kind of been on the fence about making an offer on, but I don't know. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, so that's quite exciting. My friend has bought 2 of the lightweights. He's bought the one with the engine in bits and the completely stripped one. So that leaves the 24 volt. So if anyone's after a seriously mint FFR lightweight, drop me an email, editorial@lrm.co.uk, and I will make connections where needed. But I think she wants about 10 grand for it, which is, I think it's worth every penny.
Do you know
of
what?
that.
That sounds cheap.
It's
I thought you were
worth-
going to say 20.
No, honestly.
10?
The lightweight market isn't huge, I don't think, but this is like, if you were going to go out and buy one and you wanted it to do shows and stuff with, this thing is honestly, eat your dinner off it clean.
You will not lose your shirt on that for £10,000.
No. I'll try and get some pictures of it because I'm back there this weekend, so we'll see.
Anyway, what's it? The 110 then?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a TD5 county station wagon.
Okay.
It's nice. It's been sat a long while, so I think some mice have eaten some bits of the wiring.
Okay.
So there's quite a few things on it that don't work. So it's kind of one of them.
It's
until you get into it,
a
you're
rolling project.
Yeah, you're not going to know what it's like. But yeah, anyway, that's a whole other story. But what it got me to thinking was, as I alluded to in one of the podcasts we recorded at Fest, is our baby is due next month.
Mini Martin.
Yes, indeed. So
A Mini Martin. Can't wait.
yeah, hopefully he'll be old enough to hold the
You're
torch.
so going to change.
So everyone keeps telling me, Steve. Do you know what? It's funny because you get people who, when you're gearing up, like people who have kids, they're always like, "Oh, it's the best thing in the world. Oh, I wouldn't change anything. Oh my God, it's brilliant. Your life won't be complete until you have a child." And then when you tell people that you're having kids, they're like, just so smug and arrogant about how your life's going to change, and you're just like, well,
Sorry, mate.
5 minutes ago you were telling me it was the best thing ever, and it's not just you; it's loads
I've
of
never
people.
said it
who've
was the best thing ever.
and it's just like you just think, just shut up. People have been doing this for flipping centuries. Do you know what I mean? It's not rocket science. You've just got to keep the thing alive.
Well, my son's going to be 20 years old at the weekend.
Yeah,
20, and yet I don't even feel like old enough to have a kid yet.
you look at.
Yeah, I know. No, but it's like I can't get my head around how
No, 20 years is serious,
20
isn't
years. It's just it's gone so fast.
But it's it is a physical manifestation of time, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't look at your car or your kitchen and go, "Oh, that's 1 or 2 or 3 years old." But a baby turning into a kid who turns into an adult, it is like an actual timeline in your life, isn't it?
It is. I mean, it's great. I mean, I'm joking when I say, you're going to change. But you'll change not overnight, but you will. You just, it's what's more important to you, So with the baby due, you're looking at family car problems.
Well, the thing
or you're thinking.
So we've got a baby seat and we fitted that in the back of the Freelander 2. And a friend of mine was saying the Freelander 2 will be too small because baby seats are massive, and when you've got it in the back, the passenger seat, which is the side you would have it fitted, the passenger seat will be too far forward. You won't get anyone in the front of it.
I remember back when my son was born, we had a Freelander 1. And they were only about 4 years old back then, the Freelander was. And you had to put the seat forward. But surely you've got more room in the Freelander 2.
Yeah, it is. It's bigger. So the baby seat we've got at the minute, which is obviously for a newborn baby, is fitted, and there is still plenty of room in the front.
Okay.
I guess that might change when you go to a bigger seat as he gets older. I don't know for sure, because as I'm sure there's lots of parents listening to this, nowadays you have rear-facing seats, rear-facing kid seats until they're old enough to go in a booster seat.
Yes.
And that obviously means they are bulky things. So the second stage, if you like, of car seat might be bulkier, and that might mean problems with regards to the passenger seat. But at the moment, it's fine.
But it's all these car seats have got like so massive now, but then cars have got bigger, but the Freelander 2 is relatively small.
Yeah.
Where the downside now is like pushchairs and buggies and all the paraphernalia kids travel with now.
An incredible amount of stuff.
It is, and actually boots are not that big, but yet.
No, that is, like I say, really the Achilles heel of the Freelander 2 is the amount of encroaching of the plastic panels on the interior of the boot. They do make it quite a bit smaller.
Yeah, they're snug.
So add in a dog. I'm not sure. We were going to play it by ear because I'm in no hurry to sell anything. But this 110 county station wagon did get me to thinking, well, is it time for something bigger?
Do you know the thing? The thing is, right? So I was speaking to someone the other day who's a guy said that he really wanted an older Defender, but his wife won't allow him to have one
because it hasn't got airbags.
Yeah, exactly that. No airbags, no crash protection, and they consider it to be dangerous.
Yeah,
but that's how like some people's mentality have changed. With everything's got so safe now.
Yeah,
like a Defender, Defenders are a strong car in certain crashes.
Yeah,
but not in others.
No.
Like a side impact on a Defender.
Very bad.
Very bad. So
a rollover in a Defender, very bad.
Very bad.
Hitting something at the front, probably not too bad.
It depends.
Yeah.
But the forces on things, when your car's, it depends what you hit, because the force of a ladder frame chassis, that's why they don't make them like that anymore. They're like an industrial thing. But, there's no real crumple zone.
No.
So you are the crumple zone.
It is interesting, and everyone has a different opinion on it, certainly from what I've found, because some people say, oh, I would definitely put my baby in a Defender or anything like that, because, for decades, people had cars like that and, stuff that wasn't even as safe as a Defender, and, they lived to tell the tale. But when the option's there...
But yeah, while all these people say, I've been in the back of Land Rovers, sitting on the wheel arches, I've been in pickup beds going down the road. You would never dream of doing that now, but you would back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Funny enough, we talked about the GT Range over there, didn't we? And the Allegro-esque steering wheel. My nana and granddad, when they had the Allegro, I remember us all going out one day, and I sat in the middle of the rear seat. My seatbelt was my nana's arm across the front of me. You wouldn't dream of doing that now.
No, even in the early 90s. So a friend of mine at school his mum had an old Fiesta, Mark II or 3 Fiesta, and that didn't have seatbelts in the back. You just rattled around in the back, and that was that.
But you say about people living to tell a tale. Yeah, those who have lived to tell a tale.
Yeah.
The reason why safety is such a thing now is because some people, unfortunately, didn't live to tell a tale.
But I do think it's two extremes, isn't it? Like, there's people out there that will find out they're having a baby and then rush out and get a brand new Volvo XC90 because it's like the safest thing ever. And you think, do you need to go that far?
You see, I know people that are exactly like that. They don't care about the car. They look at the crash safety, what's it called? NCAP ratings, and because that's the toughest, best car, that's the one they're going to have. And like, yeah, that doesn't float my boat.
What's kind of
equally, I haven't been, had a serious accident.
No,
in a car where I've had injury. So,
and not frustratingly, I suppose you could say, from the point of view of if you take safety out of the equation and you look at a Defender 110 county station wagon or even a utility, so 5 seats with a van body on the back, they actually are very useful as a family car, because you've got at least 5 seats, you've got space in the back, enough space that you could have a dog and other things. You haven't just got one or the other, because our dog's not enormous, but when he's in the boot of the Freelander, you wouldn't fit a lot.
He'll fill the boot. He will.
So you're looking at putting like buggies and other such stuff either behind the front seats on the floor or on the seat next to where the baby seat is. So yeah, but a Defender 110, a Discovery, any Discovery really, you've just got much more room to play with.
When we looked at that Discovery 4 for the buying guide the other day, like, I think that is ultimate. If you've got the money to
definitely
put an engine in it, or have that sort of buffer that we spoke about, you have to obviously check out the buying guides in the near future. But yeah,
what's especially good about Disco 3 and 4, as well as the fact they have a huge square body, which you can just.
And they've got airbags and all the safety.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of pros, and of course the other thing they have over a Defender is the fact that you've got the full width opening at the boot. You haven't got a Defender which has got like the door in the middle, but then a decent amount of space either side that you can't actually load things
onto
in.
The rear arch boxes and stuff.
Yeah, but you can get a divider dog guard, like it was a genuine accessory. You get a dog guard that separates the second row from the boot, but you can also get a divider that splits that space in the boot in two.
Yeah.
So you put the dog in one side and then you can stack stuff next to it without fear.
Yeah,
of
and
it.
that dog got everything's safe. Nothing's going to come rattling forward.
Yeah. So that's a definite plus for that.
Well, the other thing to consider here is, I don't know if you remember or you know what car you were taken home from hospital in, because I think that's the thing.
It is. I don't know for certain, to be honest with you. I'd have to ask my mum.
So when Minnie Martin comes along, when Minnie Martin's like asking questions, what car did I come home from hospital in? What do you want to say? So I think that's a significant thing.
I suppose it is.
If you're into
That
cars,
said, I
it is.
hadn't really thought about it until you mentioned it the other day. But yeah, I agree. It is kind of like it's a big moment in our lives and his life, of course.
You see, I knew what car I got taken home in because I was told, but because I knew we were going to probably talk about this today. I asked my mum this morning, what car was it I got taken home in? It was an Austin 1800 in Burgundy.
Wow. Oh, there you go.
And I
then.
looked at the colour. I was like, oh no, that's exactly the same.
That's why you've got such
Damsack red, I think it's called.
a fixation on the burgundy.
I don't
colour.
know if it is. Yeah, but like
Austin 1800.
yeah,
Yeah.
BMC.
I was going to say generic old British
Leylands.
car. Yeah.
Yeah, like circa sort of.
See, if you crashed
Early-
that, you'd be in big trouble.
Oh, you would. But back in the day, that was a big car.
Yeah. It's funny because we're talking about size of stuff, and the Freelander 2 is obviously I suppose you could say it's a compact 4x4 or SUV or call it what you will. But growing up, my parents never had anything bigger than a Vauxhall Astra hatchback. And me and my sister would be in the back, and all our stuff would be on the floor and between us and in the boot, and we'd go off on holiday for like a week.
People, I think, packed lighter then.
Yeah, quite probably.
I think they did because, I look at like our family car in the sort of early 90s was a Volvo 240 Estate.
A monster of a thing.
Yeah, 2.3, I think it's 4-cylinder, 2.3 engine. Right?
Yeah, naturally aspirated.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 240 GLT, so it's all leather, electric windows. That's a posh car. But when you see them now parked next to, I don't know, a modern Mini,
Yeah. They're not
they're
big.
tiny. And yet that was considered, what are you driving that big gas guzzler for, compared to like smaller cars with tiny little A-pillars and
Yeah.
just everything's got too big. And that going back to that Range Rover GT, that's huge.
It will be enormous.
Can you
Well,
imagine that in a standard car parking space?
Look at the Cherry Freelander, whatever they've called it. Freelander 8 or whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
it's about 8.
It's
isn't it?
like 5 odd meters long. And you think that's the same size as like a full size, well, certainly a Range Rover Sport, verging on full size Range Rover.
That's getting on to sort of 1970s American sized cars, isn't
Ridiculous.
it? That kind of big old.
Yeah, it's very odd. But again, it's all cars these days are shackled by emissions and shackled by safety.
Passenger safety,
Yeah. And that's why they're
Well,
so
and-
much bigger.
pedestrian safety as well,
Yeah.
with the bonnets that raise up and stuff like that. And
It's never been a better time to be hit by a car.
if you're going to get run over by a modern car,
Yeah, exactly.
not an old Defender.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky one because the other, there's a lot of choice, is what I'm saying. If even in the Land Rover range, if you're in Freelander size stuff and you want something bigger, you've got Discovery. You've also got Range Rover to think of, because the L322, which, let's be honest, is having a big old time in the limelight at the moment, kind of tempting for similar Discovery money.
I have to say, going back, now that we've exposed the cars that we've driven in
We
the
haven't
in the
exposed
first,
all of them.
no, not all of them, because we haven't got them all lined up yet. But having driven Adam's L322 the other day, 3.6 TDV8, what a car
Yeah.
for not a great deal of money, not in the real world.
Well, when you consider what a new car costs now, where a Golf is like 45,000 quid, and you can have a clean L322 for between 10 and 15, what on earth are you doing buying anything new?
I know, and you sort of it's such an elegant wafting car, but it's got all the power and all the size, and what a thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And let's be honest, the true cost of running a car isn't necessarily the fact that will need turbos or potentially need turbos or whatever, thing that car has going for it. depreciation is the true cost of motoring. You buy a new Golf now for 45,000 quid.
The difference
What's
is,
it worth in a year or 2 years' time?
as we've already touched on, the person who's buying that Golf at 45 grand brand new doesn't care because they're going to hand it back after 1, 2 or 3 years and get another one.
Yeah, but then the next guy and then the next guy,
Yeah.
it's still losing all of that money. And the VW that sell that Golf for 45 grand will probably make another 7 or 8 grand on the finance.
Yeah, exactly that.
So that's there's where the profit's at.
Yeah. Yeah, the car market's weird these days because it's not as black and white and as simple as it looks. There's a lot more elements to it, but I don't know where Range Rover JLR will price that GT, but it'll be interesting. It'll also be interesting to sort of, because first thing I did, which I've since been corrected on, was I drew a parallel to the new Jaguar EVs that are coming out. I thought that looks very similar in profile to the
The
000.
00. It's got a new name, hasn't it? The 00. It's called something now.
I've no idea. Is it?
I think. I
Why
may have
did you
dreamt
change
it.
the name?
Well, that's its code name, wasn't it? Hasn't it got a new name?
Oh, I don't know.
Actual,
I've
I
no
don't
idea. But anyway, I thought it was similar to
I've
that.
sort of lost interest in it.
And I was quickly told that it was nothing like that. So fair enough. Yeah, it'll be an interesting time for sure. But that's where I'm at, really. I'm thinking, well, might have to explore a different avenue. Maybe, when
If you go and buy a Volvo XC90,
I will not do that.
why?
Do you know how expensive they are?
Yeah, probably for good reason.
XC90s. Do you know, I heard a statistic, and I don't know, I haven't actually checked this is true, so please don't quote me on it. No one has ever died in a later model XC90 in a crash,
Really?
apparently.
Finding the right parts for your Land Rover or Range Rover shouldn't be an off-road challenge. At bmh4x4.com, we've built a smarter way to get you back on track. Our new website is now live, the simple, fast and reliable way to find the parts and accessories you need. Supplying quality parts for Defender 1983 to 2016, Discovery 1, 2, 3 and 4, Range Rover Sport 2005 to 2013 with Range Rover P38A and L322 coming soon. All parts are backed by expert knowledge, quick delivery and a 2-year quality guarantee. Visit bmh4x4.com, built by enthusiasts for enthusiasts.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's an interesting one. But using it, because the first thing I did when the sort of, because you get excited, don't you, when the sort of opportunity to go looking for new vehicles arises, you think, oh, this is fun. Is I asked a few people I know who have got Defenders and have got kids, if they, at what age were their kids when they bought a Defender, if you know what I mean, or had they had their kids in the Defender from year dot, and a lot of them said they didn't really put them in the Defender until they were like 7, 8, 9 years old, when they were in a proper harnessed booster seat, because kids have to stay in booster seats a lot longer now as well.
Yeah, it's certain height limits and weights, isn't it?
Yeah.
For good reason. I mean, like I say, back in the 1980s, you just do what you want.
Yeah.
Seatbelts were optional extras.
We'll see. But
Yeah, I think you've got to manage that risk yourself.
yeah.
While other people, I don't think people would judge you. Oh, look at him in that
I
car
don't
that
think so.
hasn't met certain NCAP rating. People aren't going to judge it, but you have to sort of manage your own. You know the kind of roads you're on. You know the kind of likelihood,
Yeah.
the speeds you're travelling at, all as factors. If you're just pottering about to the local one village to the next, different to than commuting up main roads.
Yeah, definitely. But Defenders inherently, classic Defenders, you can improve them a lot, obviously, by even just like a pair of rock sliders or tree sliders.
Yeah, I think that's a
Side impact wise, they go an awfully long way to stopping the middle of the body just folding in, because there's nothing really. You've got your sort of channel sill rail which bolts to the moped at one
tabs
end,
at each end. There's nothing to really stop anything.
and the seat box at the other, and that would push in no problem. But at least with like a rock slider or a tree slider, you've got it anchored on the chassis outrigger at the front and the back, so that's going to help. But rollovers, things like that, still pretty bad in a Defender. You're going to need, if you were going the whole hog, you would fit a full roll cage really, because the bodies just aren't structural when it comes to that kind of load.
They do look a mess when you've seen one that's been rolled.
Typically, they'll go on their side, or if they do a complete roll, as soon as the roof gets any kind of sideways force or loading, it just goes. What's that? They're like just fold over.
Yeah, it just folds. Yeah, there's no sort of a structural integrity in the windscreen frame, is there? It will just push over and you're in that thing.
Yeah, exactly.
The door tops will just fold in on you, and
there's nothing. Well, you look at the A-pillar on a Defender, which is again a reason why they're so good in some ways, because there's so much visibility, but they are just like cocktail sticks. The windscreen frame and, like you say, the door tops, it doesn't take a lot to push all that over. And
yeah, and how close your head is when you're a driver or a passenger. Like the side of my head is basically where the seatbelt comes out.
Yeah, certainly.
So I'm sitting quite far back, aren't I? Because I'm 6'3".
If you're taller, yeah, your head is generally parallel with the B pillar.
So I have to look out at a junction. I have to sort of lean forward, which is typical. Lots of people do it, but yeah, they're not ideal.
So much to think about.
Yeah. Some people will wrap kids up in cotton wool, like properly wrap them up in cotton wool.
Yeah.
Others will let them ride their BMX and do a jump. Some people go, oh no, be careful. I think you've got to let kids have elements of risk.
Oh, definitely.
And danger, because that's part of development. But it's not their fault if they're a newborn baby in the back of a Defender.
No, exactly. It's a calculated thing, isn't it? So
yeah.
First of all, thank you to the people that emailed after hearing on the podcast that we recorded at Fest that Little was on the way. I really appreciate the kind words, so thank you for them. And if you've got experience of transporting your offspring in a Land Rover of some sort, which no doubt a lot of you will, let me know what you think. Do you think safety comes above all else, or would you transport a kid in a Defender?
It's a good question.
Editorial at LRM.co.uk. I would absolutely love to hear what you think about it, because it's, it's a bit of a minefield.
No, I get you. Yeah. People, but the way people think now is different, isn't it? Like, this wouldn't have even been a consideration 30 years ago.
No.
People wouldn't have even batted an eyelid.
No, because you had no other option. You had nothing, now we are blessed with, blessed with safer options everywhere. But, it's pretty cool. It's an interesting subject and not something we've really spoken about before. So, let us know. Editorial at lrm.co.uk. But what's new in your world anyway? I've rattled on about my happenings for quite some time.
Well, I've treated the TD5. I've ordered something.
Really?
Some new tyres.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So, as you know, my steel wheels are they're looking a bit scabby. They've been painted in it years ago. They're flaking off. I've gone for white wolf wheels.
A classic choice.
Yeah, no. It was when I saw Roy Duffy's 90, and I thought that looks right on those wheels.
Yeah.
And again, I'm taking away from that originality, but again, I've got the wrong steel wheels for the 235 85 16 tyres anyway.
Yes.
And I'm getting some new tyres, some all-terrains.
What are you getting?
Conforcer.
The CF 1100s by chance.
CF 1100s. I'm going to give them a go.
Yes, I have some experience of them on the old LRO 90, and they are very good, actually, especially for the money. They're very, very good value. Yeah,
so I didn't want to go I'm doing about 4,500, 5,000 miles a year in that car. And I've done more off-roading, obviously, because of the Fest, and we've done Lantra, and we've done some green laning. I know an all-terrain is right for me.
Yeah, definitely.
The Davanti Territorias are 20,000 miles in. They've got loads of life left in them.
Yeah.
But again, by the time you're not going to take off, tyres that are 2/3 worn, say, on the fronts particularly, to have the wheels refurbished, you might as well start again.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I think that's a sensible idea.
And I think it will look cool.
I think it will suit it really well. And actually, your wheels that are on your 90 already they've been privy to a paint job before, haven't they?
Yeah, it's flaking off. There's rust built up behind them. I just don't want my Land Rover to look like it's got turkey teeth.
No,
You know,
well,
it looks a bit too
too bright.
but they will dull down.
Yeah, you've obviously got the white roof as well, so I think when it's clean, because you've still got dirt on it from Fest, haven't you?
Yeah, it's absolutely desperate for a wash and the dust that's all inside as well.
With a clean and a good polish up, I'd do that ahead of fitting the wheels. So when you fit them, then it just looks spot on.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to paint the hubs as well, you know, because they've got like surface rust.
Yeah, definitely. That really, it's the little things like that give it a massive lift when you actually.
I've even
treat
ordered
it.
brand new wheel nuts
Nice.
just to give it that kind of like, you know, fresh look.
Yeah, no, that'll look smart.
So I'm really looking forward to today's arriving. Our friends at 4x4tyres.co.uk.
Happy days. Sponsors of this very podcast.
Yeah.
In the past. Yeah, that would be really cool. I look forward to seeing it. There's nothing more satisfying than bolting new wheels on.
Yeah, it's time. It's time. Plus, you know, if we do some more off-roading and some green laning, it's nice to have some fresh all trains to sort of.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
think
I plan to do
you'll
some more trips with it.
be impressed with the Conforces. I know a lot of people run them nowadays. Certainly them and the more aggressive CF3000s. You see them a lot as well. They're like directional mud terrain. They seem quite popular. I don't have any experience of them, but people rave about them.
Oh, well, the other thing to consider here is the wheels are the ETO.
Are they? You got ET zeros?
To basically because the 235 on the standard wheel is too wide, which I've got.
Yes,
You know, they sort of bulge out a bit, don't they?
they are technically. The 235 is too wide for that because it's a 5.5 inch wheel.
Yes.
Whereas
So-
Wolf's 6.5, so you're safe.
Yes.
That would be cool. I didn't realise you'd gone for the ET0. They look really smart. They bring the wheel out flush with the arch.
Yes. So just to give it that little bit of stance, but I do like, I mean, the fact that Land Rover gets quite a few comments on the fact it looks quite original looking.
Yeah. The key is reversible stuff, isn't it? That's
Very reversible.
and wheels are obviously very reversible. Your roof rack is completely reversible. Nothing else externally is very different, is it?
No. The LED lights are brilliant. I've got the Lynx
The Lynx Eye ones.
Lynx Eye headlights from Britpart on there, and again they help seeing in the dark, you know. But I've got the original lights. If ever I went to sell that car, and so I was, I think you'll find,
Yeah.
you know, I can just turn it back to original.
This is actually something that again was highlighted when we went to look at these lightweights, because obviously we give them a fairly decent inspection when we went the first time. When you look at a series or a 110/90 Defender with a standard engine, it's all really nicely laid out and there's a lot of space to get in there and work. When you cram a V8 under the bonnet of a Series 3, as has been the case for my Series 3, you open the bonnet and the engine's hard up against the passenger side wing. It's kind of hanging over the steering box. There's about 5mm between the water pump and the radiator, and you think there's kind of a reason why they didn't fit one of these with a Series 3 front from the factory.
That's why they made the Stage 1.
Stage
wasn't it?
1, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly
the,
that. To
the
give it some
flatter
more.
front. Although I do like how mine looks with the standard front end, I do think there's a lot to be said for a standard setup, and reversible stuff obviously does help when you want to move the car on, because not everyone wants a different engine.
I don't know about you. I mean, when we left Adams last Thursday and we went there again on Friday, both nights I got home and I was straight on the internet looking at those exact models because I wanted to know, you know, when we give our advice on prices and things, what's out there. And obviously it just gets you thinking. I tend to get slightly dissuaded by mods.
It really does depend on what you want to do with the Land Rover, because a lot of the time you can save yourself a packet by buying one that has already had the... If you were wanting to do a big camping or overlanding trip, buying a Land Rover that's already kitted out with the sort of stuff that you would have bought anyway, you save yourself serious money.
Yeah, you can. But I mean, my personal taste is like, I think more standard.
So how is the 90?
Which
The red one.
the red one? Yeah, that's what standard is. But it's going to look quite retro cool, eh?
Well, look, wicked. Yeah, definitely. We need to get another couple of days in the diary to bash out some work on that.
Well, Ian and Greg have been in touch only this morning about some dates in September. So
Splendid.
yeah, you may not want to come to the pub at the end of the day because you might want to race home to Mini Martin, but
We'll see.
Yeah.
I think I'll probably find I will want to go to the pub at the end of the day.
we'll call him Mini Martin for now because that's
He hasn't got a name yet.
Yeah,
But yeah, No, I'm looking forward to cracking on with that because we made good progress last time. So.
Yeah, I just need to clean those bits up now that Fest is out of the way. And
have it all ready for when we come.
Yeah, I've got a parts list. I just need to pull the trigger and order them all.
Yeah, well, it's not the first set of wheels and tyres we'll be buying this year.
I don't know whether. Well, yeah, where are we now? So we're pretty much August now. Yeah,
Exciting.
Yeah, I know.
Living vicariously through you is great because I've always wanted to do a Defender rebuild and never been able to, and now you're doing it. I can just basically spend your money.
I don't mind. I mean, like I said to you the other day, I have sort of saved up a little pot of money. So, one of the biggest frustrations back in years ago when we were doing sort of V8 110 and stuff like that is having to save up for the bits that you need next before you can do it. So, being able to go right, I need this. Okay, it's in the budget then. Probably because I've matured and I've saved a bit of money. I can just go right. I need that. So let's get it.
You haven't been doing it. You haven't put that vehicle together in 2 weeks. It's been we've done well. We certainly haven't put it together in 2 weeks.
No,
not even 2 years. But it's been like a gradual thing, hasn't it? You haven't gone, I'm going to do it this month. I'm going to strip it down. I'm going to re-chassis it and build the whole thing back up. That would have been a
whole new ball game.
That would have been, completely different. So actually, it's better to drip feed it
because it actually doesn't feel like you're spending real money.
No.
Yeah,
it's the price is forgotten long after the quality is remembered, or whatever the phrase is. But...
Yeah, I've heard that phrase. I think, I'm keen to. Well, momentum is there. In fact, my neighbour came around the other day and said, "How you get on with the Land Rover?" I said, "I'll come and have a look." And he was like really taken aback because he just remembers seeing a rolling chassis.
Yeah.
And he saw the rear tub when that got delivered, and then he's like, "Wow, crikey!" He was like shocked by how much had been done.
Yeah.
So that's like 4 days of 4 people, well, 3 including me, doing the actual work of, and so that's 4 working days essentially with three or 4 people, and he was like shocked.
It comes together quickly when you sort of assign, or you choose what you're going to do. And then you just focus on that, and you're not getting in any, and you're not tripping over each other and things like that. You can seriously make good ground.
You can,
and it's been really satisfying seeing that come together. So we just want to carry on with it, really.
Yeah.
But talking of rebuilt Defenders, we're going to do something we haven't done for quite a while because we keep forgetting. It is Feature of the Week.
I don't think you've done Feature of the Week for quite some months.
Yes, I agree. But we are doing it this month, and this is the cover feature, in fact, on the current issue of Land Rover Monthly, which is on sale as we speak. This is a very, very cool Defender 110 double cab, which is owned by a chap called Andrew Wormold, who used to live in the UAE, which is where he was living when he decided he wanted to take on a Defender project. It's a real worldwide kind of thing, this. So he imported the donor vehicle, the base vehicle, if you like, from South Africa because he didn't want to be repairing a load of rust.
Okay.
So he instantly wrote off UK cars and went to South Africa.
Yep.
Really, really great base. There was a lot of things he didn't like about it, so he's changed a lot. And then he went on salvage auctions and he bought himself a smashed up Chevrolet Camaro, robbed the engine out of that, stuffed it in the 110, did everything he wanted to, and then moved back to the UK, and it came with him. So it's a really, really
That's a full-on commitment, that is, buying 2 vehicles to make one.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, he's done a really, really nice job. It's subtle, but you can tell it's everything he wants in a Defender.
So OEM plus.
Yeah, I would say so. It's not in your face, but you can tell he's done it to his exact standards, and it's a really, really nice job. So be sure to check that out. That's in the August issue of Land Rover Monthly. So yeah, don't miss that. And again, plenty of other very, very cool Land Rover content. So grab a copy, and if you don't want to go to the shop and get a copy, go to landroverhub.co.uk and sign up for a subscription because we've got some banging deals on.
We have. And not forgetting, actually, that particular copy of the magazine comes with Land Rover Life, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and it is a classics buying special. So, yeah, don't miss out on this one. It's really, really good. There's all sorts of stuff in there from the very, very earliest Series 1s and all the way through to future classics like Evoque, Range Rover, and a lot of things that you might not necessarily consider a classic at the moment, but certainly will find their niche as time goes on.
Like early Evoques, like with the They're now what, 2012?
Yeah, launched 2000. I think there was some very, very early ones on an 11 plate, but certainly things like
kind of like
3-door Evoque would be a real great buy, I think, for a future classic.
Yeah, I think so. Actually, I can't imagine owning an Evoque, but they start, when you see an early one now, you start to recognise them. Oh, that's an early one,
definitely. And actually, for their time, they were a real. A lot of people weren't sure, and it was a bit Marmite, but they're a real like design classic now.
They are. I saw one the other day, actually, an early one, and in fact, it was when we were at Fest. When we went to the co-op.
Yeah,
and there was a woman that she basically couldn't drive. She struggled. She was really struggling to get into a parking space, and I thought, I wonder how long that's going to take her to get in that space. And it was one of those things where I forget what it was hanging up. You know when they have all this stuff hanging up from the rearview mirror, like furry dice and all this stuff. Every single panel had scrapes and dents.
Was that an Evoque?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw that.
I think were you getting in or putting stuff in the back, or perhaps it was when I was picking.
I don't remember. It might have been a different time.
No, do you know what? It wasn't. It's when I took our colleague who was doing the camping marshals down there to go and get his groceries because he didn't have his car there.
Right.
I said, I'll stay in here. You just go in the shop. And honestly, every single panel had scrapes and I thought, the wheels were cut, everything. She'd hit everything.
Just battered. Just rounded the corners straight off it.
What a shame.
Yeah. It's, you'd think a car, this always baffles me, especially small cars that have like parking sensors all round and front and rear revert like cameras and things like that. And you still see them smashed up. You think, how have you managed that?
No, I know.
But
probably people smashed into that.
Possibly. Yeah. That is a strong possibility. But yeah, it is interesting. But Evoque, I think, will come into its own soon. There's a lot of stuff out there that kind of flies under the radar.
For not a lot of money, not really.
No, not now. No.
You can step into these things.
Mm.
And the cost of entry into Land Rovers now, there's no sort of them and us. It's like, it's all
definitely
inclusive, isn't it?
There was a
all
great
budgets.
I forget the exact reg of it, but it was an ex-factory Freelander 1, very, very early. Not quite early enough to have black door tops, but it was an R-hab, in fact. So the reg was R, then the 3 numbers, HAB.
Okay.
On Marketplace for £600, not that far away. And I was thinking that would be a great thing. Even if you bought that, tidied it up a little bit, it didn't look rough, and you could do your local shows, you could bring it to LRM Live.
There's a following for that stuff.
And people, it's one of them if you know type thing. People walking past would see that and they would admire it. And you've spent, less than £1,000.
Yeah. The enjoyment you could get, and you've still got something of value at the end. It's probably
and
make money.
Something useful.
Yeah, this is the thing. I think more people should just go out and buy themselves. Just go and buy.
I have to say, there's been some real gems listed on Land Rover Hub recently, and they're definitely selling because I've had, we approve each one manually, but I've had emails from several people who've uploaded adverts saying, oh, it's sold on your website. Can you mark it as sold? I'm like, yeah, no problem. So it's good. It's an enthusiast-driven marketplace and, for enthusiasts. So,
well, naming no names, but I spoke to somebody the other day that decided to list their Series 3.
Yes.
And it was 25,000.
The station wagon. 88-inch station wagon.
Yeah.
Is that the same one we're thinking of?
I think so.
Yeah.
It sold. And it sold very quickly for strong money.
Yeah.
And more than one person wanted it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So all of a sudden there was like people like missed out on it. It was quite miffed that they'd missed out. And ordinarily that wouldn't be a £25,000 car. So there seems to be for the right thing at the moment. There's buyers out there.
Brilliant. No, it's good to hear.
A good sign.
That gives me hope for the lightweight FFR. We'll see.
10,000 seems really cheap for that.
Well,
obviously I've not seen it, but yeah, okay. The window of people that are into that, but 10 grand to get enjoyment from going to all the shows.
I suppose really as well for a proper, fully equipped FFR like that is, you've not only got just hardcore Land Rover people, you've got military vehicle people as well. You can have that crossover.
Yeah, well, you add it to your collection. You might not just have that.
Yeah, well, you'd have a vehicle that you could do loads of different shows in. including just, local car meets and fetes and things like that. So yeah, it's a good ticket into it. But yeah, definitely, if you haven't already checked out our new website, in fact, landroverhub.co.uk, it's really good. We really like it. We put a lot of work into it. The marketplace is proper though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a nice place to be. I don't look half the time.
There's been some really, really tempting things on, as well, tempting to us and more tempting to the people who've actually rung up and bought them. So yeah, keep an eye on that. It's good stuff. And of course, we run the classified ads in the magazine as well, so you can sort of cross-reference the two. It's all good stuff.
Yeah. I don't know if you can hear. It does sound like thunder outside. It's not. It's my stomach.
Yeah. Steve's not had his lunch yet, so he's
and I am really hungry.
Yeah. Wasting away. So
yeah, you can clearly see. It's that diet that I'm not on.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Then we'll go and get some food, and we hope you enjoyed this podcast. Let us know. Do you like the ones with guests? Do you prefer it when it's just Stevie and I? Because we're open to feedback all the time. We absolutely love to get your emails. So send us an email, editorial@lrm.co.uk. Let us know what you prefer. And if you've got any ideas, we've got some brilliant episodes planned, by the way. So hang around, because we've got hot topics to discuss.
Nice.
So I hope you enjoyed this episode of the LRM podcast, and follow us on social media. I am Land Rover Martin.
I'm Steve Miller, Automotive.
And of course, follow Land Rover Monthly on Instagram, Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel to catch up for those buying guides, which we've sort of dropped some hints around this episode, because they're very good fun, aren't they?
I enjoy every minute of filming them, because we get
it's essentially this, but you can see us and we're talking about a car.
A specific car.
Yeah.
That we actually secretly really, really want.
Yeah.
But we want to give, the honest review of it.
Yeah.
What can actually cost you money and what you should look for.
We're not sugarcoating anything.
No. Not in one of the videos, we're not. Which we'll wait to see, but,
Anyway, we're going to stop waffling now. Thank you ever so much for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, bye for now.